Hello and welcome to Knittin from the Mitten. My name is Tiffany and I'm coming to you from Midland, Michigan, also known as the Mitten State. You can find me on Ravelry and Periscope as Tiff Grooms Dogs, Instagram as Knittin from the Mitten, and we have a Ravelry group called Knittin from the Mitten Podcast. Thank you so much for coming back if you're a returning viewer. Thank you so much if you are a new viewer. I really appreciate it and I really hope you enjoy my little podcast. First up this week is my Pure Joy shawl by Joji Locatelli. I am so close to being done with this. I'm so excited. And also, I was doing this shawl for the knit along with Michelle from Maple Moose Fibers, and she has extended it till the end of the weekend, so I should be able to get this done. It was supposed to end today. And I'm just so close, so I was really excited that she extended that. I'm all tangled up here, but you can see I'm working on the big wedge at the end. And once again, this pink is Mint Rain hand-dyed yarns. You can find her on Etsy. This yarn is making this shawl for me. I adore it. I love how tonal it is. I think it's just so gorgeous. It's so soft. And it is, I've enjoyed every single stitch of this pattern. And a lot of it has to do with this yarn, because when you love the yarn and you love the pattern, it makes it. And this has just been so enjoyable. I think this has actually been my favorite knit I've ever done. I really, really love it. So I am very looking forward to the finished object, but I will kind of be sad when it's done. So I'm hoping to have a new Joji pattern to work on soon. I talked about it in my last episode. I'm thinking of doing the Madewell cardigan. So it's either that or the featherweight cardigan. I feel like they look very similar, so I don't really know the difference. But I've heard good things about both, so I'm most likely gonna do the Madewell, but I'm gonna keep my options open. So let's see. Oh, the next thing I'm working on is a new work in progress. And first of all, it's living in my little bobbins sock project bag. I love this. I think it is so cute and so perfect. I just love those little socks. I just think those are precious. And there's her little tag on the back. And I can't say enough good things about this bag. I love Danny's podcast, Little Bobbins Knits podcast. It's I think it's one of my favorites. It's really up there as one of my favorites. And every time she posts a new episode, I am on it. I love watching it. It's my favorite. And she's just got such a great style, and she has such sweet things to show. And she's got a little dog named Bobbin, and he's a little Chihuahua. He's so sweet. So what I'm working on in this bag is the Tulsi Socks by the Wool Club. And fun thing about that, I woke up this morning and I checked my email and I was given this pattern because I did a giveaway. It's the first giveaway I've ever won. So I was so excited. I was so excited that I had won that. So what I had done was I was doing a pair of toe-up socks anyways, and I've only gotten this far on them. So I just decided that I'm going to do those since I just won it. So I'm really, really looking forward to that. And that pattern is beautiful. So that was, once again, that's from Verena from the Wool Club. So I'll link to her as well. But I just love that. And this is my Living in My DPN Cozy, made by Linda, who was my Grocery Girls mini skein swap partner. And it fits this project perfectly in here. I can just fit the whole set of needles in here. It's a Hiya Sharp 2.25 millimeter US size 1, and I'm doing 2 at a time for this. So, oh, and the yarn that I'm using, I showed this before in acquisitions, but I haven't showed it all caked up yet. This is Cascade Heritage Paints, and it's the same base, I believe, as the solids, and I love the solids, so I was really excited to use the paints right away. I think this is going to be so neat. I'll get a close-up of what it looks like knit up so far. So it's really neat. It has a really cool effect. It's just a variegated. It's so tiny, but yeah, it's really cute. I just love how little these little toes are. Like I said, I just started them, so okay. Next thing that I'm working on. Oh, I also forgot to say, as most people do for toe-up socks, I did the Judy's Magic Cast on. So in case anybody was wondering about that, that's what I did for that. And there's a really good tutorial on doing Judy's Magic Cast on. I believe it's on knitty.com. I'll double check that though, but that's the tutorial that I used. I think most people use that one, and that was really, really helpful. So next is my Cozy Memories blanket. So this is finished. I believe this was finished last week, but now I don't remember. But that's the opal I was working on last week. And then I started this blue, and this is also from Linda in the mini skein swap we did. But I don't know what the name of this yarn is or the colorway or anything, but it's this really pretty navy blue, and I've really been enjoying it. It's a single, and it's so soft. Very, very nice though. So Linda, if you're watching, let me know what this is, because I really like it, and I'd like to maybe get a skein of that. Oh, I have one FO this week, and it is not a knitted FO, it is spinning. So I'm really excited about this one. This is my Dyeabolical yarn. I showed this last week on my spindle, my drop spindle. And what I did was I thought about it and I said, I really, really want to do this on the spinning wheel. I was just kind of losing steam on the spindle, and I'm still pretty new to my spinning wheel, so I really wanted to get some good use out of it and just have fun trying it out and, you know, learn and just have fun with it. So I broke that out and I transferred the yarn that I was working on the spindle onto a bobbin, and I finished spinning it up, and I loved it. I got it done in 3 days after that. I got it. It was just so addicting and so much fun. So I'm really, really happy with how that turned out, all that barber pulling. I know sometimes that's not desirable, but I really love it. And then the fiber is Dyeabolical yarns. I actually have the tag right here. So this is her tag, and it is the Wildcats colorway, 75% BFL wool, 25% Tussa silk. It was a 4-ounce package. So yep, she's on Etsy. And I was given that was given to me by a friend, so I was really excited to, I got this around Thanksgiving last year, she sent this to me, so I was really, really happy to get this done. It spun up about 200 yards, so I'm not quite sure what I'm going to knit with it. I think it's probably like a worsted to bulky, I would say. It's kind of all over the place because I'm new to spinning, but I really think a shawl would be pretty, but I know I would have to I'm sure I would have to get more yarn to go with it. So I'd have to look in my stash and see if there's something that would work with it. But if anybody has any suggestions for patterns, I would really, really appreciate it. I think this would be so neat in a shawl. And also with it having the silk in it, I feel like a shawl is really one of the only things I could do. Maybe a cowl, but I know I can't really do socks or anything like that. So like I said, I'm open to suggestions, so please let me know what you think. So like I said, that's my only FO for this week. Something else I'd like to talk about is today is July 1st. I'm hoping to get this posted by tonight. But today is July 1st, and it is also the start of our knit-along, our very first knit-along. That we are hosting with Lou Cookie Knits podcast. So, and that's Catherine. So I unfortunately cannot cast on today. I'm so bummed. I ordered some needles from Amazon, and I ordered from this company before. I never had a problem, but they sent me the wrong size, and I could see why they had the mistake, because I ordered a size 3 and they sent me a size 7. And what was wrong was the barcode on the bottom said it was a size 3 40-inch cable, But then the packaging, like you would see like in the store where from the manufacturer, it said it was a size 7 32 inch. So I think it was just listed in their database wrong. So but it's all good. I got my refund and everything. But I was already ordering from Knit Picks anyways, so I ended up ordering the US 2.5, which is what the pattern calls for, that I'm making for our knit along, which is the On the Spice Market shawl by Melanie Berg. And so I just figured I'd just order those anyway. So those were already on their way, so I didn't order a new set from Amazon. And those should be here Saturday, tomorrow. So, but I work 12:30 to 9 tomorrow, so hopefully they come before I go to work. Let's see. And prizes for that will be, also I guess I'll tell you first how long it's going until. It's from today, July 1st, until September 30th. And some of the prizes will be hand-dyed yarn from myself and from Catherine. And then she is giving away some patterns, I believe, and possibly a project bag. And you can enter in both of our groups. We're going to have an FO thread for both groups. And you just have to be a member of that group to enter. And then also what the knit along is, I should probably tell you what it is. I know I've said it before, but for anybody who's new, the knit along is where you, it's called Connecting Continents, and what it is you pick a yarn or a pattern that is local to your country, or it can be from where you lived when you were younger, something like that, and then you pick a yarn and a pattern that's not from your country. So for example, mine is the On the Spice Market shawl by Melanie Berg. She's from Germany, and my yarn is Cascade Heritage, which is from Washington, and Miss Bab's yarn, which is from Tennessee. So that is local to my country. So that's the idea of the cal. And we have a hashtag on Instagram. It is hashtag Connecting Cal. And so please use that. We would love to see what you guys are working on. And yeah, I'm hoping also in my group to give away some other little goodies, which I'm not sure quite yet what those will be. I'm hoping I can make a project bag to give away. I'm not going to make any promises yet, but I've got some fabric, and I've made one other project bag before. I've actually got that right here. Doesn't have anything in it right now, but this is one that I made before. And so, you know, I'm not the best sewer in the world, but you can kind of see they're off a little bit. But it's cute. This fits like a sock project, like a one skein project. But so yeah, that's one I've made before. Not horrible, but not my best. And but I am still a very new sewer. So also with the knit along, I wanted to show you guys the yarn that I'm using. First off, I've got the Cascade Heritage solids, and that's just like a gray color. I don't believe they always name their colorways, or at least it's not on their tags. It might be like online, but this is just like a gray color. And it's so squishy. Love it. And this is just the first little ball from my gradient set. And this is from Miss Babs. And the colorway is Attic, I believe. It's A-T-I-K, so I may be mispronouncing it. But this is the first little color that I'll be using. So like I said, my needles should be coming tomorrow. I'm hoping I can cast on right away tomorrow, maybe sometime in the morning. And I figured I'd just get myself acquainted with the pattern today, and I got everything skeined up yesterday. So yeah, that should be fun. The next thing I'd like to talk about is podcasts that I'm enjoying. First off, I've got Antonella of the Diary of a Yarnaholic podcast. She is such a sweetie. She commented on one of my videos, and just has, it might have been on Instagram actually, but she is just such a sweetheart and has so many nice things to say, and just, you know, makes you feel really good about yourself that what you're doing is the right thing. And I really enjoyed watching her podcast as well. I really enjoyed seeing the projects that she was working on, and she just seems like a really nice friend, and I'm really excited to keep watching her podcast. The next one that I started watching is Jessie of the Hungry Cat podcast, and I really enjoyed this podcast as well. I have seen her on Instagram before, and I didn't realize that she had a podcast, so I was really excited to check her out. And she has this little cat that pops up in her latest episode. He popped up in the background while she was talking, and it was just so cute. He looked like he was probably ready to get some food. Hence the name Hungry Cat Podcast. But yeah, he was too cute. And she also just seems like such a sweetie as well. And she just was so genuinely nice to me and had so many nice things to say. So I really enjoyed checking out her podcast. And the last one I'd like to mention is Jules of So Sweet Violet. And she is in England, and she really reminds me of, or she has a similar aesthetic of Little Bobbins Knits podcast. And she said herself as well that she really enjoys Danny of Little Bobbins Knits. And they both just have such a great aesthetic to their podcast. And Jules has this really sweet Liberty fabric bunting that goes up behind her on the wall, and she has all these really sweet cute little boxes with little flowers on them, and sweet little tea mugs. Like, everything she has is precious, and if you go on her Instagram feed, you can see all the things that she posts are just adorable and perfect, and I've really been enjoying her podcast. It's just like sitting down with a friend and talking about knitting and drinking tea. And oh, speaking of tea, I've got my tea this week, which I haven't taken a sip of yet, but I've got Tazo Wild Sweet Orange, and this is one of my favorites. I love this tea. And the mug that I've got is it's a local potter to me. It's called the Lavender Fleece Farm. It's here in Midland, Michigan. And I just cannot get enough of this mug. I just think it's gorgeous, and I want like 50 more of them. When I bought this at a craft show, she also had sets of like plates and bowls and things like that to match. I wanted those so bad. Someday I will own them. So yeah, really like their stuff. I also want to go check them out at their farm, because like I said, it's right here in town, and they have Icelandic wool sheep, I believe is the breed that they have. And I think they have like a little shop there to check out. So other thing I'd like to talk about is some acquisitions I got this week. I didn't buy anything specifically, just the Knit Picks stuff that I had bought. That was for my birthday as well. That was a gift card. And but you can hear that. That's my dog snoring over there. Benny's up here, but Ella's down on the floor snoring like a freight train. I'm not sure if you can hear that at all, but it's really funny. We always joke that she needs a sleep apnea machine at night because she just snores so loud. But one thing that I received this week, which was so generous, I don't know if you've been on my Instagram, but I posted it there. I was visited by a fiber genie. It is amazing. It's my cousin's stepmom gave me all of her fibery stuff that she wasn't using anymore, and I came home one night and it was just all on my bed, because my husband works for her husband, and so he had brought it home, and I was like, what is that? What is that? And then I just was like, the entire time. So I'll show you some of the highlights of it, because it was so much, so many boxes. I got just Tupperware bins full of Dharma Trading Company dyes, and I cannot wait to play with those. And all there's different, like what were they, like fixatives and things like that to go with it. And oh my gosh, I cannot wait to play with that. Victoria, if you're watching, thank you so much. I know I've already messaged you a million times, but thank you. Here is here's just, like I said, here are some of the highlights of the things that were in there. This is just like a woolen yarn of some sort. I don't know what it is, but it's very rusticy. It's just such a pretty color. It's dusty rose pink, and looks to be about like a fingering weight. And I'm not sure what I'll make with this. I want to say I'll make some socks with it. I'll have to see. I'm going to knit up a swatch and see how it feels. I'm going to give it a wash too, because it's a little rustic, like I said. So I want to make sure it wouldn't be too rough on the feet, but I hope it softens up a little bit with a bath, because I love this. I washed a different skein, and that seemed to really help. So I think it'll work. Actually, I'll show that next. This is one of the other skeins that she gave me. It was in a ball, and I just skeined it up. But it's this lovely, lovely blue tweed, and I adore tweed. So I was freaking over this when I saw this. And there's actually another ball of it that I need to wash, but it's nice and squishy now, and I would totally make socks out of this. This is probably about a sport weight, I think. I'm not quite sure. I was comparing it to a sport weight. It looks a little bit thicker than a fingering, but not quite a sport weight. So I'm gonna have fun playing around with this. But this is going to be socks. I'm gonna make it happen. So it will be socks. Here's some fiber. Like I said, there's a huge bag of this too, and these are just some of the ones that I picked out to show because I just thought they were lovely. Love this soft purple. This is one of my favorite colors. Oh my goodness. And I believe these are all merino. I just think this is gorgeous and squishy, and it's so funny because after I finished that last hank that I just spun, I was saying how I wanted to get something in one color, so I wouldn't have to worry about barber poling, but just to try it out, just to see what it would be like, to just not to have to worry about that. So my wish was granted. This is a dark purple. It's showing up pretty dark on here, but this is also like a royal purple. This is another favorite color of mine. Purple and pink. I love purple and pink. And then this really, really pretty green. Another color that was in there. But like I said, there's a whole bag full. This is not even like a small bit of it. So much. And oh my goodness. I cannot wait to play with those dyes. I'm excited. Actually, part of my Knit Picks order is some plain, undyed yarn, which is for the knit along, but also I got some for my cardigan that I'm gonna knit, and I'm gonna dye it up. So originally, from the other colors that I had, I was just gonna do navy blue because that was one of the 3 colors that I had. And now I've got options. Now I have to make a decision, and I'm not a good decision maker, so this is gonna be so much fun. So I was very, very excited to receive that the other day. Something else. Oh, I already talked about this earlier, but like I said, I woke up this morning and found out I had won the Tulsi Socks by the Wool Club. That was just, like I said, that was such an exciting treat. First thing, I checked my phone and I woke up and I saw that I had an email that said that I had that pattern in my inbox. So thank you, Farina. I really, really appreciate that. I'm very, very excited to knit those socks up. So the last thing I'd like to talk about is my husband went up camping with some of his family members, and this was last week they did that, and he took a video for you guys, and I did not know anything about this. He wanted to show you guys some of the really pretty areas of northern Michigan, and he also mentions that he wanted me to let you guys know it's on Lake Huron, not Lake Michigan, which he had mentioned it was Lake Michigan, but he's actually on Lake Huron. And yeah, he just wanted to show you guys some of the prettier parts of Michigan up there. So I will put that in here at the end, and I hope you guys all have a very lovely week and get lots of knitting done. Please join the Ravelry group if you have not, and join the knit along, and you'll have a chance to win some fun prizes. And I hope you guys all take care. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, my name's Ethan. I'm Tiffany's husband. I know she's talked about me a couple of times on the podcast, but I know you guys haven't seen me yet. Welcome to my office. I'm actually up in Rogers City, Presque Isle in Michigan. On the Mitten. I'd be right up in here somewhere. And so I figured as long as I was up here, I would take some video for you guys so you can kind of see where I'm at. I'm a photographer, and so I spend a lot of my time outdoors on the coastlines in nature, you know, and I sell my photography that way. So with that being said, I suppose I will give you guys a view of this lake shore I've got here. It's absolutely awesome. Right in front of me, behind the camera, is actually Lake Michigan, so I'm facing east right now, and you guys are seeing some of the sand dunes behind me. So I'll give you guys a view real quick of Lake Michigan. So it's pretty much water as far as you can see, and I didn't really realize that as a kid. I didn't realize that pretty much you had to be near an ocean to see that, but it was just something, since I grew up in Michigan, that I was always associated with Michigan, you know, the Great Lakes. An interesting fact is that the Great Lakes, I think it's 21% of the fresh water on Earth is what is contained in the Great Lakes, which is just amazing to me. But funny enough, the Great Lakes only supply a small percentage of the United States fresh water, fresh drinking water anyway. So yeah, as you can see, it's absolutely gorgeous up here. I'm gonna wander around a little bit and maybe see if I can get a view over one of these dunes. The dunes on this side of the state aren't nearly as large as some of the ones on the west side of the state. Sleeping Bear Dunes. You guys have to Google that and see Sleeping Bear Dunes if you've never seen it before. It's absolutely awesome. But I'm sorry, I don't know how the wind noise is going to be. I'm filming this on my SLR, which is a decent enough camera, but it's not really a video camera. It takes video, but it's more associated with my photography, and that's what I've got it set up for. And if you're hearing any other noises, that's probably just my tripod. But over here, kind of a big pit. And it's really cool, you know, getting up in northern Michigan like this. Tiffany and I live, you know, more towards the center of Michigan, and we're pretty wooded, you know, in the center of Michigan, but you know, not like it is up here. It's absolutely gorgeous up here, and the air is so fresh. I mean, you can't buy this. I know Yankee Candle has been trying to capture this scent for a long time, and to date you just can't replicate it. You know, you kind of have to be here. But this will give you kind of a view. Isn't that cool? I remember as a kid, I used to come up places like this, and we would spend all day climbing these dunes and come home with a sunburn. It was just just a blast. So you guys take care, and it was great doing this for you guys. I don't know if I've got some still shots that I'm sure Tiffany will put up too, but thank you guys so much for being so welcoming to her in the community. I know it means a lot to her. It means a lot to me. You guys are awesome. Take care. Till next week.